Shalom, Akim. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect, the sees you in all true faith, sincerity. And today I just want to take this lesson, the time of judgment. Because the time that we're in, the days that we're coming into, is where Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is about to judge the planet Earth, man. See, this judgment is going to go out on a global scale, man. Same thing. Matter of fact, because that's how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai showed himself back then in the times of Noah. The Lord judged the planet Earth on a global scale, man. And this is the same thing that's going to happen in this time. So let's see. This is St. Matthew 24:37. It said, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." See? So what happened in the days of Noah? Matter of fact, I'm going to continue on. It said, "For as in the days that were before the flood," see, before the destruction, that destruction was on a global scale. The whole planet Earth was covered in water, man. Now it's not going to happen in this same fashion. The Lord is going to judge this place by the way of fire now. But the point is that it's going to be on a global scale, man. It said, "For as in the days that were before the flood, before the destruction, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark. It said, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." And these people are going to be taken by the way of these floods, which is really going to be overwhelming judgment. By the way of the plagues, the pestilence, pretty much those spirits that were created for vengeance. Tell you, fire, hail, the sword, teeth of wild beasts. That's going to be the flood of judgment that's about to come upon this place. Ultimately, the icing on the cake is going to be by the way of this thermonuclear war, and the fire from the chariots, man. But we are in that time, man. We are in that time. Matter of fact, not because it said the days of Noah. The days of Noah was a time of wrath. Let's get that. Yep, this is Ecclesiastes Sirach 44:7. "Noah was found perfect and righteous. In the time of wrath, he was taken." See? So Noah was preserved in the time of wrath, man. The Lord says a time and season for everything upon the planet Earth. And it said it's a time of love, it's a time of hate, it's a time of war, it's a time of peace. We in that time of war, we in that time of hate, we in that time of wrath being poured forth, man. And when you pour some, pretty much that's pretty much going back into that flood. When you pour out some, that's overwhelming, man. And that's why Daniel the 12th chapter tells you that this time of trouble is never have ever been a time like this, man. And this is how Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai make himself known. So I'm going to read this. It says, "Noah was found perfect and righteous in the time of wrath. He was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore he was left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came." See, so a remnant, when you pretty much go into that remnant, it pretty much goes to like a residue of what's left. The Lord only saved 8 people in that time, man. Which the earth was well populated in that time. It wasn't like it was just 95 people on the planet Earth. It could have been hundreds of thousands of people on the planet Earth, man. It was well populated. But it said he was left as a remnant. It was Noah, his sons, and their wives, man. Noah, his wife, his sons, and their wives, man. Same thing in this time. It's going to be a remnant that's going to be left. Even though the planet Earth is not going to be destroyed, the whole planet Earth is not going to be on fire. It's on fire spiritually, but certain parts of the planet Earth are going to get hit with missiles, especially here in America, where the whole land is going to be, you know, on fire, man. The whole land is going to be desolate, man. And like I said, this is how Yahweh Shema Shai make himself known. Because dealing with these people that agnostic, the so-called atheists. See, in that day, man, you know, ain't gonna be no debates on if they're a higher power or not. You know, the Lord is once again gonna get his fame by the way of these series of plague all the way up to the ultimate plague, which is those missiles, man. So this is on Psalm 9 and 16. The Lord is known. See, He is known. This is what His reputation comes from. You know, it said the Lord is known by the judgment which He executeth. See, so this is how Yahweh Shema Shai make Himself known. So you're gonna know in that day it was a higher power, man. By the wrath that He had poured out upon the planet Earth, the judgment that's being taking place on the planet, and we're in the beginning stages of the judgment now. You know, you got people being cast out of their homes. You got a mean famine that's brewing here in America, man. You know, you got racial tension. You know, you got a civil war coming. You know, pestilence, plagues. This is how Yahweh Shema Shai make Himself known, by the judgment in which we in that time. We in the time of judgment, man. You know, this place has ran its course. The wicked has ran its course. Now it's time for him to receive that reward, which is judgment, man. You know, so it said the Lord is known by the judgment which He executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Hiyan Salah, see, and that's pretty much because the Lord set up these devils to create these missiles, which that's going to destroy them. You know, that's why it says it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. Because the very same thing that you using to wave over the people's head and how you got into power, this is how this man is going to be taken out by the very same thing that brought him into power. But it was the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai that put in this man's mind, gave him this technology to do that. You know? But we are very well much in that time of wrath, in the time of judgment, man. You know? Matter of fact, because the Lord, this is how He shows Himself. See, that name is once again about to gain fame. Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. St. John 12. St. John 12, because we just read how the Lord make Himself known by the way of the judgments. So this is St. John 12 and 28. It says, Father, glorify Thy name. Then came there a voice from heaven saying, I have both glorified it and will glorify it again. See how the Lord glorified His name before, man. You know, of what all He have done in Egypt. That's how the name have gotten fame, man. How much more in this time? Well, you know, it tells you pretty much in matter of fact, let's just get it real quick. Let's just get it. Because people they still talk about Egypt, some, you know, but they forget who did it to Egypt. But in this time, the first thing you're gonna see, Yahweh Shema Shai is the one that took this place out in a horrific way. Because like I said, when people talk about Egypt, they might talk about the different plagues, you know, the darkness, the locusts, but they don't pretty much mention the source of those plagues, which it was Yahweh Shema Shai that sent them. He the one that sings in that, man. You know, how much more in this time where that name is never gonna fade away from the earth, man. When the Lord get through with this place, man, that name is gonna be a perpetual thing, man. You know, it's not gonna be like, man, who did that to America? You know what I mean? Matter of fact, let's get it. This is Jeremiah 16 and 14. It said, therefore, behold, the days come. See, the days come Said the Lord, that there shall no more be said, the Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. See? And in those days, that was a time of wrath as well. The Lord poured out his fury, see that pour out. So there's an overwhelming presence of judgment. He poured out his fury upon Egypt, man. So guess what? We once again in these days where the Lord is about to pour out that overwhelming judgment here in America and the rest of the world, man. It said, but the Lord liveth, see, but the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua liveth, that brought up the children of Israel from the land of the north, see, North America, and from all the lands where he had driven them, and I will bring them again into the land that I gave unto their fathers. See, so that's the first thing you're going to say. The Lord liveth, that brought up the children of Israel out of America. It's the Lord liveth that put these plagues upon these people, man. So this is how the Lord once again is going to glorify his name. Get that fame once again throughout the planet, everybody, with his judgment. Which we in judgment time now. We in those days now. The beginning stages, of this overwhelming judgment that's about to be on the planet Earth. And that's why it's going to take divine intervention, man. To be preserved from these things, man. Because the Lord's about to throw the catch the sink at this place, man. Matter of fact, we're ending off on this. This is on Sirach 36, and I start at the top. Have mercy upon us, O Lord, power of all, and behold us. See, that's the first thing. Why? Because what the Lord is about to do, that's pretty much what we reduce to. We reduce to hope that the Lord have mercy upon us, man. Because it's nothing we can do external to escape those perils, man. It's going to have to take divine intervention. It's going to take the spiritual power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to escape these things by the way of Esau coming down with great wrath. The famine, that great famine, the sword. By the way, these different pockets of wars, race wars, food wars, civil war. So we're gonna need mercy from Yahweh Hashem Yahushua from all these things. It said, and send thy fear upon all the nations that seek not after thee. See, so that's we in that time. See, now it's being spoken before it actually happened. And you see the things happening. Everything we've been speaking on is happening now. Because it's really Yahweh Hashem Yahushua that said it. See, he going to honor his words, man. He said he's going to put his word above his name. So he's not going to renege, because it's America. No, man. That's what these words were actually sent to. These death threats was actually sent to America. And really Esau, his power structure as a whole, man. So the Lord's going to send his fear upon all these nations, even 2/3 of our people. It said, lift up thy hand against the strange nations and let them see thy power. See? So this is how the Lord is going to reveal himself, by the way of him rising up against these people, man. The strange nations starting out with the so-called white man, the Edomites. It said, let them see that power. So in that day, you're not going to doubt there's a higher power in that day. You're not going to doubt that. There ain't going to be no debates in that time, man. It's going to be very well made clear that there's a power of heaven and earth, the power of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. It said, as thou was sanctified in us before them, so be thou magnified among them before us. And how the Lord's going to be magnified among them? By the way of everything he has spoken is going to come to pass. And it's going to, in the scripture say that it's going to prosper in the thing whereto he sent it. So when the Lord says the famine coming upon this land, it's going to be a great famine upon that land, man. It's going to prosper. When he said the people going to be taken in a great number, that's going to prosper, man. That's why we just read back in the time of Noah, that time of wrath, Noah was left as a remnant. It was just the residue left after the carnage. It was just the residue that was left, which was Noah and his house, man. Same thing in this time. It tells you that there are many that are going to be created, but few going to be saved, man. So we're going to be here bearing witness of the plays that the Lord has sent among these people, man. You know, it says, and let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, O Most High. See? And how the Lord, matter of fact, because he's known by the way of his terrible works. Let's see, Psalm 66 and Psalm 66, I thought it started at 3. It says, say unto the Most High, how terrible art thou in thy works. Through the greatness of thy power shall thy enemies submit themselves unto thee. See? So we know the Lord by the way of his terrible works. You know, you read that in Psalm 145. We're going to declare his terrible works unto the generation, man. You know, that's part of that fear, man. When you read about the story of the flood, when you read about Sodom and Gomorrah, Egypt, you know, those terrible works. Those are the works of the Lord. Even though you can say the creation, you know, but it's really dealing with those scenarios that the Lord has said, which was ultimately judgment that he brought forth. It said, all the earth shall worship thee, and shall sing unto thee. They shall sing to thy name, Salah. It says, come and see the works of the Most High. See, so these are, when you hear about the works of the Lord, these are the works of the Lord. He is terrible in his doing toward the children of men, see? Meaning what? The judgment that he pour forth. You know? So that's how the people they're gonna know Yahweh by Shema Shai by the way of the judgment he sent forth, man. You know? And read that again, saying, and let them know thee as we have known thee, that there is no power but only thou, O Most High. See? By the way of those terrible works. It says, show new signs and make other strange wonders. Glorify thy hand in thy right arm, that they may set forth thy wondrous works. See? Which is what? Those strange wonders, those wondrous works is by the way of this judgment. You know, this judgment that he about to pour forth like a famine. See, this is a famine that you never seen before. When the Lord said he's going to send a sword, this is the sword that you're going to have never seen before. See, we about to witness the height of all the plagues, man. All these different plagues that the Lord have said, this is the very height of those things. See, we in the climax of the movie. So the explosion back in the days is not going to be the explosion now, man. You know? Let's say we about to witness the sword at its height. We about to witness the famine at its height. The pestilence at its height. War at its height, man. But those are the wondrous works of the Lord. Those terrible works of the Lord toward the children of men. It says, raise up indignation and pour out wrath. See? That overwhelming presence of judgment. Take away the adversary, the so-called white man, and destroy the enemy. It says, sate the time short, remember the covenant, and let them declare thy wonderful works. And we declare those works. You know? So pretty much, man, that's it, man. The Lord is about to pour out judgment, man. It's going to be an overwhelming presence of judgment on the planet Earth pretty soon, man. And we in the beginning of it, man. You know? So yeah, I might just hold it with edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, like the sea, Shalom, to the elect, the teachers word and our truth.